Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of, well, I almost said game, of Robo Luchador. Man, that saying the old name hit me like a ton of bricks. Whoa. I'm your host, Russell, joined today by...
Morgan.
I was going to say you know enough, you've listened enough to know how that goes. I should not have to coach you. Chessie's out today, something about a wedding, Daniel's with her, I'm pretty sure they're not getting married. I'll know more later. But she honestly bugged out on an episode where I have a lot of news. I have 6 story links right in front of me.
Finally. It's been dead for the last few weeks.
God, yes it has, but it's just stuff, small stuff that's dropped. I've been like, this is worth talking about, and I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna pull up a chat with you on a message with you on Facebook because that's faster than sending stuff than using.
Yep.
Because Skype doesn't like to send stuff overseas.
Because that would just be useful.
I have American internet. It's like how everyone perceives America. It's stubborn and thinks it's the best.
Yeah, and we have the same problem over here with our internet. Super fast fiber optic internet. It does not work in the slightest.
Yes, you have one of the best methods of delivering a signal. Yet,
Yep.
the problem is, like DSL, fiber optic is distance-based. So it's not great for someone who's, you know, on the other end of an island and the server's in the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got some interesting news. I'm trying to figure out a way to order it. I've put it here in different things. I want to start with like comic book news before we get into too much.
Yes, that's always good.
Well, I mean, Marvel has been teasing this Who is the Hulk? Who is the Hulk for their relaunch. And yeah, there's a new Hulk. And I actually like this. I'm going to send you the story I found. It's courtesy of Stan Lee's website, actually.
Nice.
And it's the full reveal. And I was interested on this for a while because it has one of my favorite artists of all time on the book, Frank Cho. Like, I love him. I hate that his original work has just gone to the wayside since he's become a professional comic book artist. But Greg Pak and Frank Cho are working on the new Hulk book, which means it's going to...
I do know Greg Pak.
Yeah, Greg Pak, great writer, has a good history with the Hulk. Has wrote some phenomenal Hulk stories in the past. Frank Cho's art is unparalleled, in my opinion. But the new Hulk is Amadeus Cho.
Yeah, I'm not entirely familiar with the character, but from what I've seen, it looks like it's going to be fun.
Okay, Amadeus Cho is a Korean-American kid who actually first appeared in the relaunch of Amazing Fantasies back in '06. And he was part of a big Hulk story pre-World War Hulk trying to look and help for the Hulk. He's really, really smart. Had one of the best twists, applied to him during the Skrull invasion, which was the coyote pup that he kept was a Skrull. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he essentially acted for the longest time as a Hulk sidekick. You know, that kid that Hulk's not gonna hurt that can calm him down.
Yeah.
Well, now he's going to be the Hulk.
It does look interesting.
Yeah. There's one thing that just catches my attention, and that's the Hulk's left wrist. There seems to be a bracer, but it looks like it has a monitor on it, like a screen.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if Amadeus is just going to have, like, ridiculous amount of control.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Formations or something.
Yeah, I'm actually interested in this. The first book doesn't hit shelves. Let me see the second page. The first book doesn't hit shelves, I think, until November? December. It'll be on shelves in December. I may pick it up and read the first 4 or 5 issues, but that all depends on if I can catch up on what I have to read. I'm still so behind on my books right now. Like,
Oh, same here.
Stupid behind. And that's even after taking the time to read Detective, you know, a lot of the new DC stuff, and hating the Superman story. It's not a bad story. It's just
I haven't read any of them yet.
I was raised on a time where when you did something big like this that impacted every one of Superman's books, it flowed. It flowed neatly. It flowed gently. It was concise and a beautiful story. And it led to one of the hallmarks of a Superman story that everyone should read, and that is the death of Superman.
I actually recently read that.
Mm-hmm. However,
it was amazing.
Truth is told in 3 parts across 3 different books involving that character. Book that comes out in the month is Action. Action Comics has the middle of the story. The beginning of the story,
oh no,
where Lois Lane outs him, is in Superman. And then some weird aftermath of this, it might not be aftermath, but a side story happens with him and Wonder Woman, where they're trying to erase him from existence. Like, the first issue of that, and it was the issue I dropped it on, because I'm just like, wait, what? They removed the Kent farm? That's a bit excessive even for the government.
Yep.
So I was just like, done. Batman was more of, I like Detective Comics because I liked how it wasn't focusing on Gordon, but focusing on a support team.
Yeah.
That had Bullock, Montoya, who, I wish was still the Question.
Yeah.
I heard you. Did you call you stuff in here? She's just trying to get in because I shut the door. I heard her meowing. But, yeah. I am not too, like, I wasn't too happy with the DC's relaunch.
See, I've read quite a few of them, and there's been quite a few that I've enjoyed.
Oh God, I love Starfire. Starfire is amazing. Green Lantern's good too. It's just
I've not got around to Starfire. I've read a wee bit of Green Lantern.
okay. Remove the sluttiness that they put in her over in
Red Hood and the Outlaws. Yep.
The Red Hood book. The Red Hood and the Outlaws. Remove that sluttiness and implant her Teen Titans Go personality. Turn down a bit. Like, if that's an 11, this is about a 6.
Yeah.
And it's a really good character piece. It's funny. I enjoy it when I have time to read it. Like, I still have to catch up on my Star Wars books from Marvel. Not to mention Secret War and my Spider-Man books.
Yeah, I'm too heavily involved in DC to start with Marvel.
Both. It's my weakness. That, and I read Transformers and Ninja Turtles too. I was reading Mega Man, but thank God they put that book on hiatus. Sadly, they put it on hiatus, and I refused to do the crossover this time around. I didn't want to buy Sonic books because the writing is, well, I'm not gonna lie. He did, I think Mega Man 4 plot, And my biggest complaint is, especially after I picked up a graphic novel, a manga graphic novel called the Mega Man Mega Mix, I was just like, oh god, Archie's phoning it in with the Mega Man story, because they told the Game 1 story and gave depth. Told the Game 2 story, had the Game 1 characters, depth. Like, I like some of the things they've done in the Mega Man book by Archie, but if it's going on a hiatus for God knows how long. Probably until Capcom revokes the license. But
yeah, I have enjoyed quite a few comics from the DC relaunch. Cyborg's been pretty good so far. Been enjoying Dr. Fate. And I know a lot of people are split on the main Batman comic, but I still love it, as always.
I imagine it's going to be an interesting story. I do like that they've pretty much admitted that Gordon's like, Bruce, you're Batman, you need to do this. That, and in the Batman Beyond book, the Gordon's suit popped up as the Mark 1.
That made me happy.
That made me laugh
weirdly.
A little bit, yeah. I love stuff like that. It doesn't bother me at all. I love stuff like that, especially with the Batman Beyond universe being in a Batman Beyond comics being in a totally different like universe, loosely based on the Bruce Timm show.
Yeah.
Still my favorite Batman show though. Don't get me wrong. I love the original. Batman Beyond had so much potential and was so good for the first 2 seasons, and then I don't know what happened with season 3. I think they got too focused on Justice League and all that happened. But it was still enjoyable. I'm really not liking the fact that the image on my preview is really fuzzy. Whereas the one I'm watching is not. I created this whole new image logo and it looks gorgeous, but right now it looks fuzzy on the preview. Oh, hang on. Let me double check. That's why we're having some health problems. That should be closed. I thought I closed that a while ago. What is this? Oh, I know what you are. Never mind. I'm trying to close some bandwidth eating devices. Goodbye, Steam. You can rest for a while. I don't think I'm downloading anything, but better safe than sorry. In more comic book related news, for DC's Legends of Tomorrow, we finally got our preview of Hawkman and Girl in costume. And like, I don't hate the designs, because this is probably a quick tease press photo, but where are the wings?
Oh, well,
I'll send you the picture, the link I'm using. I got the Superhero Heights cover on the story. I've seen 3, but I mean, even hype doesn't address the fact that they don't have wings.
I've seen the picture, and well, in a lot of Hawkman and Hawkgirl stories, they actually have artificial wings.
Yeah, the modern ones. The ones that were Thanagarian had artificial wings.
Yeah.
Well, the wings aren't real to begin with. I think they just recently changed it to where Thanagarians actually have real wings in the comics. But, and by recently, I mean within the last 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
But, no, the wings have always been fake. It's just when the costume was on, they had them. And that's...
See, I really like the outfits.
Oh god, and yeah, they're gorgeous. And they and they fit with the way this whole universe is working with costumes.
Yep.
So
I like how they've even kind of kept the classic look of the helmets, but it still looks modern.
Yeah. I love.
Well,
like I said,
to an extent.
I don't hate much about this.
Yeah.
I still think it's funny that Arthur Darvill is playing a time traveler. He's playing Ring Leonard. That makes me laugh, especially with all the hate he put out after people calling him Rory in public.
Oh no.
He did a parody of, it's actually really funny if you listen to it on, I think, one of the BBC radio broadcasts, but he put the video up online as well of him singing a parody of Let It Go, and he was telling Doctor Who fans to stop calling him Rory.
Oh.
And he talks about some of his other works and some of the stuff he's on. But yeah, no, we got our first look at the Hawkman and Hawkgirl costumes. Like I said, my biggest thing is I just need to see the wings. They need to,
Yeah.
Like, if they're going to be fake, they need to fit with the costume motif. If they're going to be feathered, again, they need to fit with the motif. But
well, to be honest, I haven't seen costume in CW's kind of superhero universe that I haven't really liked, at least.
Well, I mean, I like Arrow and Flash, and I love that the recent Flash teaser that came out. Instead of being like, oh, there was a Flash before you, but everyone thought it was just like an urban legend.
Yeah.
Nope, they're doing Earth 2!
I know, and I love it.
And Atom Smasher's coming through.
I found it so weird seeing that it was Edge that's playing him.
Daniel loves it. Like, that's got Daniel so excited.
Yeah, I know, and it makes me happy, but at the same time, it just feels so weird seeing him acting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, technically, it's hard to say seeing him acting is new.
Well, yeah, I know.
Given his profession.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw some headphones on real quick just to prevent too much of an echo. Because I'm watching both bars bounce as you talk on OBS. But no, I'm happy with all the casting. I'm really, really looking forward to season 2 of Flash.
Oh yeah.
But,
And yeah, I'm really looking forward to Legends of Tomorrow as well.
mm-hmm. I think it's going to be like an Agent Carter thing. It's going to be connected but separate. I love that they're doing another Black Widow for Agent Carter. I need to find.
Oh yeah.
I need to find that story again.
I kind of feel like Legends of Tomorrow is going to be to Flash what Flash was to Arrow in like the jump of comic level. Like how there's time travel and all this other stuff, and how the big thing back in Arrow's time was the jump to superpowers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the season 2 of Arrow had dealt with nothing but like superpowers being real, and it kind of freaked a lot of like. Now it's a lot of different things, but
like they're introducing time travel, magic. Well, technically, Flash already had time travel, but you know what I mean. It seems like it's the next step.
Mm-hmm. Time travel, magic, interdimensions.
Oh yeah.
It's looking to be a lot of fun. And it's gonna be like I am just stupid excited for this this fall's TV. Like,
oh yeah.
Like I now just let my Twitter feed load like constantly for like half a dozen reasons.
Yeah.
One of those half a dozen reasons being I've literally following every Muppet who has a Twitter, and the Muppets the Muppets official Twitter for the show, just watching shenanigans happen. Not only with the Muppet characters, but with some of the celebrities they talked about that might be featured on the show, like Nathan Fillion and many others. It's hilarious. Like, it's the best use of viral marketing I've ever seen. I really cannot wait for that show. But, yeah. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Like, this fall is going to be... like, I don't want to get too hyped about too many things, especially Arrow, because while I didn't hate last season, it wasn't great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I can see why other people didn't.
Well, like I said, I enjoyed watching it, but I'm sitting there the whole time being like, Batman, 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 Batman. And eventually, halfway through the season, I was just going, na 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 Batman, na 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 na. Like, the whole show, I was like, stop it! He's Green Arrow, this is Batman, yes, they were both this, yes, they both, Arrow Cave, Arrowmobile, Millionaire Playboy as a secret identity. Yeah! There's a lot of similarities there. The difference is deep, brooding, and angry. A rich party boy who never really got over that and just found a new high in crime fighting.
Yep. Well, one of the things that might make you happy is that they've admitted it was really dark and brooding, and they said it's going to be a much lighter season.
I'm okay with that. I'm kind of happy.
Yep.
No, I don't need to link you our next news story. It's actually a big one, and I want to discuss it to an extent.
Yeah.
Because some people are happy. Some people are mad. Some people are indifferent. And I have to agree with all points on this. Bethesda just released a post-launch update for Fallout 4 on their website. Including this update, they included, hey, you're going to get free updates that will add stuff to the game as we go on.
Like how they did in Skyrim, they added like finishing kills and just little stuff like that.
I imagine one of those is going to be the requested hardcore mode.
Yeah.
I would love it to be like a traditional hardcore mode and it be YOLO.
Yeah.
However, I imagine it's going to be everything has weight. You have to build to survive. Like, I imagine with some of the stuff they've added to the game, like the freaking storms and the weather,
no.
like hardcore mode's going to be intense.
Don't talk to me about storms. I've been playing Mad Max and just know.
Yeah, they added radiation storms to Fallout.
But I'm not kidding you. You'll get out your car, you'll get hit by a piece of shrapnel, then somebody will run you over before you can even stand up.
That sounds about right. But yeah, but along with this update, they also announced that, hey, yeah, the mod kit's probably going to be out before the end of the year, if not very early next year.
Yep.
Which is awesome. They also confirmed PlayStation 4. Which
oh yeah, that made me happy.
I'm glad. I liked the idea, but I am so sick of this bigger dick competition between Sony and Microsoft.
Yep.
Especially when, like, the only major difference is processing.
Yep.
Literally. The Xbox has the better processing power. But the PlayStation 4 has the better processor. Figure that out! Yes, and because of that, the Xbox has quicker load times. But, I mean, I've dealt with load times. I remember when things had to be loaded from the disc. and not a
Yep.
hard file. So
I remember when it took half an hour to walk through a door in Oblivion.
it did the same thing in New Vegas, because every time you saved, it made it worse.
Yep.
Please, Bethesda, fix that.
I do not want Oblivion load times in Fallout 4.
I don't want Fallout New Vegas load times in Fallout 4, but that was Obsidian's fault there.
Yeah.
But the big news that came from this post was, hey, we're doing a season pass.
And that didn't surprise me.
No,
I mean,
I'm not surprised. What surprised me is the general anger that has popped up from this news.
yeah, I mean,
Go on, Morgan, I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. Yeah, it's annoying that they're doing a season pass like everyone else. But at the same time, it's Fallout 4, so I do not care. I'm just happy I'm getting more content.
True. And we don't know how much we're getting, and it's blind, and $30 not knowing what you're getting seems ridiculous. But let me explain to you this. Okay? Batman Arkham Asylum. Arkham Knight. $60 video game. How much was the season pass?
About half of that.
So, let's see. I'm going to look it up just to be sure, because I thought it was more. Like, I remember being like, nope, not worth it. Not even if they are doing what they're doing.
Well, I know it was about £30 over here. I don't know dollars.
It's -5 is usually a good assumption with the pound and dollars, but...
Yeah, although it can be confusing. The higher it is, the bigger the difference.
No, it was $40 for the season pass.
Wow.
That was promised so many months of just access stuff. Most of it, costumes. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
$40 with at least one what they call episodes a month. Or their Gotham City stories and stuff like that. That includes stuff like the Harley Quinn story pack, the Red Hood story pack, the Batgirl story pack, and whatever other ones they choose to do.
Right. I have got the season pass, and I've been seeing what they've been adding each month. So far, yes, it's been a lot of costumes. They have added gameplay things like the Batgirl pack. They're adding more challenge maps. But I haven't seen a big story like what's being promised.
Yeah.
And I know that's going to come, but it's...
That's substantial. We can agree on that. Like,
Yep.
it's a high price, and there's a decent bit of content, and you're paying roughly $10 for like the content because it's so far confirmed. You're paying about $10 a month because it's been confirmed like 4 or 5 months for the season pass, and you get a handful of skins.
Avengers, it's playtime.
I'm Damon Hatfield, and this is IGN News. Warner Brothers has revealed the downloadable content coming to PS4 and Xbox One versions of Batman Arkham.
Stopping that right away. Sorry, I pulled up a news story on IGN and videos everywhere.
I hate IGN. I have their app, but I still hate them.
But,
Well, you can hate on the season pass as much as you want, but at least they aren't as bad as Evolve with their 2 season passes, and Destiny.
Buy the second season pass.
Oh no, and Destiny, they had pre-order bonuses for their expansion.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Digital pre-order bonuses for a digital expansion. Just no.
Pre-order bonuses are my big gripe right now because that's, I think, where people are getting confused about like DLC and things like.
Yep.
That's where but no. Let me point to you one of the most viral, and I don't use viral as in spread. I mean viral as in absolute garbage of DLC plans. Look at any Call of Duty game in the last 5 years.
Oh yeah.
Their season passes have been retarded. They've been anywhere from $35 to almost a full price of the game.
I mean, I've always hated Call of Duty DLC. It was like over £10 over here for 4 maps.
Yeah.
And that was bad enough without a season pass.
Mm-hmm. And like, then they started throwing like zombie maps in there, which is the most played thing.
Yep.
Like, yeah, this is it. And that's what people's response is. It's that season passes just give developers a free ride to, not make games. And yeah, you're right. Because there's a lot of debacle with pre-ordering anything right now. And honestly, I'm on the part of the team that if you go and pre-order, there better be a reason. Like, me and Morgan both have pre-ordered the Pip-Boy edition. You want to know why?
Yes.
Because that's a $60 worth of cosplaying gold.
Yes.
That. Screw the poster.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I just want to put that thing on my arm, put my phone in it, and just geek out for ages.
Yeah, it's just like... That's the only time my webcam's going to go on is to show people I have the Pip-Boy, turn it back off. I checked on that the other day. Like, I checked on my order just to be sure, because I get paranoid because I didn't do it through someone I normally order through. I had to do it with Best Buy. And I've heard so many horror stories about pre-ordering from Best Buy, but none of them specifically mentioned online pre-ordering. So I was just like... So I'm just sitting here, like, every so often I think about it, I go check my email and go check the order status, and it's just like, you're okay. I'm like, good.
I luckily do not have that problem, because we managed to just get it from our local game, and they always make sure we get it.
That was me. Like, I was going to pre-order from Amazon. I had it up on Amazon all day, and by the time I got the go-ahead, and I grabbed the credit card out of the safe and did everything, it was just... Amazon was gone, so I had a mad panic over the internet, like, I found it at Best Buy! It was just like...
Yeah. We had a close call because we missed it, and then luckily it was in store locally at our game shop, and we drove there as soon as.
I never checked my local GameStop, mostly because I've worked with those guys and I haven't talked to them in a while, and
yeah,
I feel bad, but I was a seasonal employee. Like, I knew my games, I could talk to my employees, I could stock the shelves. I was only hired for freaking Black Friday. I was on the payroll for 3 months. I worked 3 days. The one of those being Black Friday. It was garbage, but I got a discount, and it helped with Christmas presents, because that was the year I also got my nephews. I upgraded, and my nephew and my great-nephew both. Like, I got Xbox Ones all around. That was me that year. I was Santa Claus. But... yeah, yes, DLCs are... Season passes are good and bad things. They're bad when you really don't know. But here's the thing. This is Bethesda we're talking about, people. Like, only black mark they have to their name on any of their DLC is horse armor.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's flipping horse armor.
And the terrible thing is, I still bought that.
I didn't. I had the game of the year edition.
Because I was too much in love with Oblivion not to.
Well, see, like,
I was blind.
That was me. Like, I played Oblivion, but I never sat down and bought it. And then I was playing Skyrim, and I'd beaten Skyrim, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy Oblivion. Oh, look, the game of the year edition with everything, including the damn horse armor.
No, I played that back in 06 when it first came out, and man, back then. It was weird because it was like, whoa, these graphics, this game is so beautiful. And you look back, and it's just...
everyone's got fat cheeks. That was my thing. I'm like, I just want to go around pinching cheeks. On that whole game.
The Argonians looked like they were getting roasted. Just looked burnt, and... oh no.
Dude, I can't wait for a next-gen Elder Scrolls game, but Bethesda straight up said, we're not thinking about it. Like,
I know,
which
and that makes me cry.
it makes me happy and sad at the same time. It means that they may be wanting to put more ponies into the ESO horse,
Yeah.
or they really don't know where they want to take the series right now, because Skyrim was so great and was.
I feel like it's more of a. We should hold off a bit. We're going to be supporting Fallout 4, and we also don't want to just come out with the next Elder Scrolls when we want people to go to the MMO. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, the MMO is not
okay
great.
with.
I'm sorry I interrupted you. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying I don't mind waiting.
Yeah, I don't mind either. This has been like a hectic wait, and I have nibbled on every bit of news, like fake or real, over the last few years of Fallout 4, but it was okay. It was worth the wait. Like, I'm so excited.
No, I got to the point earlier this year where I'd heard so many rumors from all the previous E3s that Fallout 4 is going to get announced, Fallout 4 is going to get announced, where I just sat in denial and said, nope, it's not coming out this year, don't get your hopes up. And then Bethesda, they just made my wildest dreams come true.
Pretty much. I don't know. My big thing is this, like this has been a great year for video games, but my biggest problem with this great year is, outside of 2 titles, I have not really picked up anything that has been Game of the Year. Like last year, I hands down, I told everyone, Dragon Age. That is the Game of the Year this year. I wasn't wrong. Like, if you look up the awards of Inquisition 1, it won a few good Game of the Year awards. I don't know if it won, like, the industry, like... But yeah, Dragon Age was my big one. Like, if any game has the right to come out, like, later this year with a Game of the Year edition, it's Dragon Age. Mind you, they just announced probably their biggest story DLC, too, that takes place 2 years after Endgame.
Yeah, what's really bad is I haven't been able to play Dragon Age that much. And that's because I've been pretty much getting every game that's came out since, and I haven't had the chance to go back.
Yeah. It's been, like, I do regret not picking up The Witcher, but I hadn't played 2. And I was
you don't need to. I played like 5 minutes of 2, and it didn't even matter. Witcher 3 is just... Oh.
Well, I've got 1 on Steam, and I played through like 2 minutes of it, and I started beating my head against the desk. Because it's like top-down
if you're playing it years later, yeah.
Well, no, it's not a bad-looking game. It's a top-down isometric, like, dungeon crawler. And
yeah.
It's just like, oh, why? Why? Other than that, no, I can't. Well, Witcher, and definitely, like, so much good about the new Metal Gear. There's so much. Like, everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Like, I've not heard any complaints. From what I understand, when that weird review embargo went down for Metal Gear, I didn't see, like, any bad reviews.
Yeah. The only really bad things I've heard about it are people complaining about quiet.
Well, yeah, 2 missions. If you take him with you on it, I'm pretty sure it's quiet. Like, he just...
Yeah.
Yeah, the game glitches all to hell. And
Oh no, it's not even that. They just kind of hate her.
Well, one of the biggest complaints I've seen is if someone is not familiar with the franchise, and even just like the minute bit, there are certain characters that pop up that just like straight over your head. Like Psycho Mantis shows up, and they do nothing to explain to you who that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, those are two contenders for Game of the Year. Do I think Halo can do Game of the Year this year? I don't know. Like, Halo 4 was not a Game of the Year game. It was a lot better than 3, but it was no Reach, and Reach, in my opinion, was a Game of the Year, and Reach didn't win Game of the Year.
See, Halo 4 was a massive improvement, and it was really good, but at the same time, it was going up against so many better games that year. Nah.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to say what games, because I can't remember, but I know that's what it was.
It won Best Multiplayer for the year it came out, and that was 2000... okay,
I would like to say 13, but I'm probably wrong.
Earlier. I'm thinking... it was 2010. It won Best Multiplayer.
Wait. Oh, Halo Reach, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said Halo 4.
No, Halo 4 got nominated for Best Multiplayer, but didn't win anything. And this is the VGX.
Oh yeah, I remember Halo Reach, yeah.
This is
that was 2010.
Yeah, this is the VGX stuff, and Halo Reach, like, the last Halo game I would have said had Game of the Year quality was Reach, and Reach didn't win it, so I think you're right. Reach had a lot, like, just, like, it was 2010, like, Wings of Liberty was out. I think Call of Duty won that year. I'm gonna have to look at, like, let's see, the VGX awards.
I think just in general, Halo games come out on bad years.
No, because the first 3 were all Game of the Year.
Well, I know. I mean, like, since then, they haven't came out in good years. Reach didn't stand a chance, really. Well, I know it did win it, but for general, nah. Halo 4, it also came out in a year that had a lot of really good games, so I don't think it stood a chance that year either.
Well, like, the VGXs are your best, like, your best way of gauging things, even though I don't like the old VGXs, the Spike Video Game Awards, because instead of doing a committee, they did a popular vote. So Walking Dead won, and Walking Dead is, in my opinion, should never have been nominated for Game of the Year, especially when it's beating stuff like Dishonored and Mass Effect 3, which was my Game of the Year for 2012.
Mass Effect 3 was a masterpiece.
It was. Mass Effect 3 lost on any popular vote because of the ending. And no one gets why that ending was necessary. No, Halo lost to Red Dead. Halo Reach lost to Red Dead. And
yeah.
Those were probably the 2 best games that year that could compete with it.
Red Dead, that does not surprise me.
But, no, I don't like the VGAs. They're a good standard to judge things by. But then Jeff Keighley went and created the Game Awards, and those are great! Like, last year's awards were brilliant. It was hosted like an award show, and they even went to...
Yes.
Like,
I remember, the main thing that I remembered from it was the fact that they had Koji Kondo there, and I freaked out.
Yeah. Like, their panel was just perfect. I got on their website and I was just looking at their panel of people. I'm just like, yes, all these people should be on this panel. No, the thing that got me better was the fan awards were not hey, what's your favorite game? They were most anticipated game, which was Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Best fan creation, Twitch plays Pokemon.
Oh no.
These are fan. Well, here's the thing about fan creations. Here's what got nominated. Twitch plays Pokemon, Luigi's Death Stare, It's Dangerous to Go Alone by Starbomb, Minecraft Titan City, and Mine the Diamond Song by Tobicat. and Twitch plays Pokemon 1. And honestly, I agree with that because that was both amazing as a technical thing and a sociological thing.
Fair enough.
They had an esports player of the year, which was Optic's former member of Team Optic, which was Nadeshot. Best esport team of the year was Ninjas in Pajamas, and Trending Gamer, who I'm so glad he won over most of these people, with like 2 exceptions. It was nominated was Evan Vanos Fong, Jeff Getzerman, Stampy Longhead. Oh, I can't stand Stampy. Like, it's his laugh. Like, it's nothing against the guy, but that laugh. That laugh. PewDiePie,
Yeah.
and the winner of that was Total Biscuit. And I love TB. TB's an ass. But I can't hate him for that because he's up front and he's right. The industry should be doing things. Though I do hate his 60 frames per second police, because if a game does that artistically, then that's faulting the game. Like, he did something that was great. Yes, game developers should be held to a higher standard, and AAA titles should never be less than 60 frames per second. Duh. But
Yep.
But by throwing old games and indie games on there into this list, like, it's a curator list, and he literally just... see if I can find it. I gotta go find the Steam curators again. TV. Oh god, he did Ollie Ollie too.
Oh no.
Let's see, Steam curators. They are probably top curators. Let's see. PC Gamer, Jim Sterling. Yep, the Frame Rate Police.
At last, automatic reusable hair color. Preference Mousse Absolute. One push automatically mixes pure color dyes, easy to apply, to retouch roots or use again. For luminous color, brilliant shine. Preference Mousse Absolute by L'Oreal.
It's
We are not in
not
any way
from me.
sponsored by L'Oreal. No, that's totally from my end. I just don't know what was playing it, because none
Alright.
of my internet tabs played it, and sometimes but I don't know. I get phantom ads on this computer. The only thing I've got open is Steam, and like,
the mystery of the computer ads.
I have no clue where that came from. We are not sponsored by L'Oreal. The only ads that we have officially in the year are the ones that play at the beginning and the end of video. That's it. That's the only ads we have. Okay. Back to what I was ranting about. Total Biscuit created a thing called the Frame Rate Police. The whole point was to catalog 30 frames per second games. However, it did something else. It literally frame rate shamed these games. Because there are some indie games on here that are artistically do not need to be at 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
And
At last, automatic
There it is.
reusable hair color. Preference Mousse Absolute. One push automatically mixes pure color dyes, easy to apply.
I
What?
figured it out. It was the Stanley story.
Alright.
I don't know why it was playing an ad all of a sudden. It hadn't played one all day. But, and I'm sorry about that. Oh, that's gonna hurt me. I guarantee it's gonna hurt the channel. I'm not making any money for that, but somehow someone's gonna be mad. But my whole problem with it is it's not necessarily a good bad thing. Like, it's very much informative in its desire, but in doing so, you shame. Because there's this thought process of, oh, if it's not this, then it's garbage. That so many people have, and that's my problem with, like, shaming it. Because then there's games like South
Yeah.
Park Stick of Truth that doesn't need to be at 60 frames per second.
No.
Yet that's on that list. Like, there are some, like, artistically styled games that don't need to be at 60 frames per second. And in fact, it'd probably be detrimental to these games to be at 60 frames per second. But, you know, what do I know? I'm just a voice on the internet, yelling against many other voices on the internet.
I mean, that kind of reminds me of how a lot of people freak at Nintendo for their graphics. Oh, the graphics in this game are so terrible. The thing about Nintendo is they have really specific art styles that don't really require really high-definition graphics.
Exactly.
It looks beautiful in its own right.
The only game that, artistically, that I think needs to be, like, 60 frames per second, 1080p, all of that, Metroid. And that's only if you're doing a Metroid Prime game.
I mean, no one's going to complain about not seeing the wrinkles on a Pokemon's forehead.
God, can we talk about that? I forgot to put that on the list. Can we talk about Pokemon Go?
Yep, I wanted to talk about that. I was saving that.
Oh my god. Yeah, I forgot about it. It's not even on my list.
How could you?
It's everywhere, and I was looking for other things, but I'll go get the story off Kotaku right now so I have it in the link dump for later. Okay, for those of you who don't know what's going on, it's really hard to say how this works, because how this works, because it aired on very much a Nintendo live stream event in Japan. So most of the stuff we learned had to be translated, but it's freaking awesome.
Yes.
It is a AR game, an alternate reality game for your phone that was gauged on whether or not it would be interesting based on the Google April Fool's joke this year.
And I loved that joke.
Uh-huh. It is called Pokemon Go. It requires you to go out into the world and find Pokemon. And catch them. And trade them. And fight them. It is literally the Pokemon MMO I didn't know I wanted.
No, it is literally what I have dreamed of since playing Red and Blue.
My only problem is I'm going to end up spending real world money on flipping Pokeballs.
Yep. I mean, my excitement is only matched by my skepticism of, well, I know it's not going to look as good as it did in the trailer, but
no.
How good is it going to look? And is it going to play as well?
That trailer was literally a concept. It was the
Oh,
idea.
I know.
We have not seen a UI. I have no clue how this is going to work, because so many AR games are like, it's going to be amazing, and fall so short. Like,
yeah.
So short. Like, and it's just one thing or another, or like they promised too much, but I can't hate it. And Pokemon Go, like, when it comes out, I will have it on my phone. I will go out and buy that godforsaken Ash Ketchum hat, and I'm gonna be disappearing, and I might just be like, hey guys, just caught this Pokemon here at this location. Suck it. Like, I love the events. Like, if battling works like that, then they've done the one thing that I've wanted in the game for so long, and I get the game turn-based, but I never understood, like, why Team Rocket never ganged up on you.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Scripted multi-battles.
But one other thing about the game, there's also this kind of Pokeball wristwatch kind of thing that you get with it called Pokemon Go Plus. And it basically acts as a GPS beacon, so it knows where you are, so the game can play properly.
Yeah, it acts as a beacon, and it lights up, or it lights up
And vibrates, I think.
to let you know that you're near a Pokemon.
Yep.
You can just pull the phone out, activate the app, look around real quick, and then the app will tell you, hey, go in this direction a little bit more, and he should make himself known.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's God, yeah. Oh my God, it's gonna be geocaches all over again.
As I said, it's like pretty much every Pokemon fan's dream. Pokemon in the real world.
Sort of.
Yeah, I know, to an extent, but still, come on.
I mean, it's great, and I'm excited. Also, like, though it didn't get as much coverage, the Pokemon Company did announce that, yes, they are working on a new generation of game that should be out next year. Which had a lot of people...
Oh, I did not see that, and that makes me so happy.
Yeah. I got that information from the Dex. For those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, it's a YouTube channel called the National Dex. They are associated with That One Video Gamer, i.e. The Completionist, Beard Brothers, and Super Scope Show, to name a few of their different channels. And it's hosted by Alex and his girlfriend Kelly, and they're pretty big Poke fans. They're just as excited as everyone else is for this game. I really don't blame them. It looks amazing. Like, so many people who haven't seen sunlight in years are going to just come out of the woodwork.
Yep.
And
Alright, I'm coming out for Pokemon. Whoa, what's this yellow stuff? And that ball of light in the sky. Whoa.
It's called the sun. Man, it looks so much better in my video games. Ah, my retinas! Yep, you shouldn't stare at it. But, I mean, all joking aside...
Maybe if I stare at it for longer, my fire resistance will go up.
Like, all joking aside, this is pretty awesome. But the thing that has me the most excited is, like, the event. Like, they were, like, starting in this. Pictures all over Times Square. Hundreds of people running to Times Square, New York to battle Mewtwo.
And as awesome as that could be, there could be so many accidents and danger with that.
Yeah. Well, I imagine events like that are going to happen, but they're not going to be, like, that random, and they might be, like...
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like, and I want events like that to happen, but I would like for them to be, like, more frequent, and I'd like to be able to run into Mewtwo without having to go to that event.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Because, trust me, I'm going to be the very best. Like no one ever was. Like,
to catch them is my true test.
To train them is my cause. Like, you
Pokemon.
have no clue. Like, I'm just going to be humming that the entire time. I am walking around my neighborhood being like, is there one here? Is there one here? No, I caught that one already.
I would attempt the Poke-Rap, but just... No, that's too quick.
No, because if you actually put all 4 of those together, they do cover all 150.
Yep. But another thing I saw about Pokemon Go was that Iwata was involved with it, well, before he passed away, so...
Yeah, it was something he was interested in, and I'm really glad that this project's coming to fruition. I imagine, like, 2 things that pushed it really good. The developers, which was...
I can't remember their name.
They're named after a boat. There used to be a Google subsidiary. Google let them go recently in the recent rebranding. They're probably the ones that worked on the Google prank.
Yeah.
They did a game called Ingress. Which was essentially very similar to this. It was an AR game where you would go to a point, claim this point, and then someone else would have to come claim it from you. And you got, like, points for stuff like this. Like, I'm excited. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. Whether it's really bad graphically or it doesn't even work that well, it's still going to bring a lot of people outside.
Yeah. I love some of the links that Kotaku's put up, like, it's the sort of game that has gotten people accidentally detained by the police. Yeah, one guy was playing Ingress and got arrested for capturing portals. And someone put up an electric fence. Unknown Resistance player locked this gate and attached his battery to it, trying to electrify it.
Oh!
Yeah, those are just some of the more common causes with Ingress. I do love how Kotaku's article ends talking about the peripheral. It's like, yeah, there's still a lot of unknowns at play here. We don't know the nitty-gritty of how the game will work. We have no idea what the microtransactions will be like. And we don't know if people are really going to be brave enough to wear this fugly thing. And they show the app, the peripheral.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm aware it's optional. And, like, when you do see it in the trailer,
Yeah.
it's not being worn by anybody. But yeah, I'm excited. I am. I think the last time I got this excited over a Pokemon anything that wasn't a major game release, a core game release, was definitely when they announced Pokemon Origins. I enjoyed the I enjoyed the flip out of that anime. Especially the English translation.
I have not seen that yet, annoyingly.
Especially the English translation, because Brock was voiced by Johnny Youngbach.
Yes.
Kid you not. The last time I checked, it was still on Hulu.
Right, yeah, I really need to look into Hulu.
I think it was free. I don't think it's free anymore.
I pretty much have every streaming service apart from Hulu.
They have some good things. Most people just have it for Family Guy.
Yeah.
I kid you not. It's not Family Guy. It's something like Supernatural, which both Daniel and Chessie might lynch me for.
I need to catch up on Supernatural. When I say catch up, I mean I've seen the first season, and then I haven't been able to watch anything else of it.
Most of them, like I think to season 8's on Netflix.
Right.
And then you'll have to probably do 9 on I think they're at 10. I can't remember. Like I think 10's either aired or about to air. So I don't know.
Well, either way, I need to watch that.
Yeah. But yeah. The Pokemon Go is kind of exciting, and I was excited for Supernatural because I'm like, ooh, a new supernatural sci-fi thriller. I watched the first 6 episodes of season 1, and I was just like, dear God, they don't need to be hunting ghosts. They both need separate therapists for their daddy issues.
I'm not going to comment.
That was my complaint. Daniel and Chessie hate me for that.
Oh, I know, and they probably start going on at you, but I'm just gonna sit back, not comment.
This is me not giving a good goddamn. You have an opinion, that's nice. You have a nose, not so nice.
See, I can look at other people's points of view, and if I disagree with it, I'll either say, or I'll just sit back and not care.
Dear Lord, I forgot football season started.
Like that. People going about football. I can see that they do like it, but I honestly do not care.
I like the game of football.
Yep, I can see why people have fun playing it, but watching it? No, it's lost to me. But yeah, I know that's just me.
I don't know what I'm looking at here. I'm terrified. One, I thought that little bastard was dead.
What?
DC just tweeted out the cover of Robin War Part 1.
What is it?
It's the new We Are Robin teens.
Yeah.
Red Robin and Damian Drake, and they're all wearing some weird-ass masks.
Damian Drake?
Yep. Damian Wayne, I mean. My bad.
Alright.
I was seeing Tim Drake there when I said that. Yes, Tim is there. Red Robin. And
It's the Court of Owls masks.
Yeah, I'm just like, the fuck? And like I said, I thought that little bastard was dead.
What, you don't... I'm guessing you don't like Damian Wayne, then?
Not at all. I kept waiting for him to stab Batman and go be Ra's al Ghul.
I can see why people like him. And I'm guessing this is the point where you sit back and don't comment.
No, I understand why people like him. He's got a lot of depth to him. There are like the daddy issues and all that nonsense.
I like him. I'm not going to freak out about him. I would probably say he's my least favorite Robin. Well, if you're excluding what's her name from Dark Knight Returns.
Oh no, I like her. I didn't like her as Catgirl. I liked her as Robin.
But yeah, if you're excluding her, yeah, he's my least favorite Robin. But yeah, I do like him. I love all the Robins. He just, as I said, happens to be my least favorite.
But yeah, he's the bottom of my list for me as well.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Dark Knight, did you know they're making a third Dark Knight comic?
No, I didn't even know there was a second one until the third was announced, and I was like, oh!
You didn't know about the Dark Knight Strikes Back?
No, I had read Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2, parts 1 and 2, and I loved it, even though I know a lot of people don't.
That is it. That is all you need to read. My only disappointment with this is Frank Miller is back, but he's not writing it by himself. Brian Azzarello is writing it with him, which is good.
Oh, Brian Azzarello.
Exactly. Like, you can't go wrong there, but Frank's not doing any of the art for the series.
Alright.
Which is disappointing, because that's part of the iconery of that of those comics is his artwork.
Yeah. See, I recently read all of Brian Azzarello's Wonder Woman run, and my goodness.
That was a good run. It's like me right now. Everyone's just like, wait, you're reading Archie? I'm like, shut up. It has the best team I've ever seen on a comic book. And it's good. Leave me alone. I'm reading the all-new Archie comics, which is a reboot of the Archie series. Yeah, the Archie series got rebooted. The one thing that didn't get rebooted in like 75 years of existence got rebooted. And it needed it. It absolutely needed it. But let's see, browse my library. Archie came out, it's only 2 books deep, but the current team behind this series is Mark Waid and Fiona Staples.
I know Mark Waid, I do not know Fiona Staples. I've heard of her, but I haven't read any of her work.
Give me like 30 seconds to see if I can pull up the series page for this. Few series in store. Fiona Staples. Let's see. She's done several Archie books in the past. She did some work in Superman Batman, Saga, Jonah Hex, a Hellraiser comic, Ghost Rider, like nothing big, but she's a really good artist. I like her work.
Yeah.
She even had a run on one of the Batman Beyond books. But Mark Waid is a name you do not expect to hear with this series. Like, he's had good runs on Avenger, Action Comics, 52, Captain America, Deadpool, Fantastic Four, The Avengers, Flash, Green Hornet. Like,
sorry, I know where I know him from. Kingdom Come.
Mark Waid?
That is a masterpiece of a comic.
Yes, it is. It's one of my favorite books.
Yep.
Not only did he do...
Sorry, but Alex Ross, my goodness.
That's the only thing that hurts the sequel series, in my opinion. There is a
I've not
sequel
seen the
book.
sequel series.
It's called The Kingdom. The biggest fault with The Kingdom is that Alex Ross did not return for the art.
Oh no. I mean, I love the writing in Kingdom Come, but it's his art that just, man,
yeah, it was beautiful, and I think that's what made that book so awesome.
special and awesome, yeah.
But yeah, like, Mark Waid has so much good.
Oh,
I find
yeah.
out, like, he's writing an Archie series, and, like, I'm just like, shut up, it's good. Jughead has depth.
That's kind of like me with Jeff Johns recently. You throw his name in front of anything, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's my next thing.
Yeah. When
Flash, Green Lantern, Justice League? Oh, sure, let's just get it all.
When him and Romita Jr. did Superman, I was just like, I'm going to have to pick up this run, and I'm like, what's the graphic specifically for this? Because I love Romita Jr.'s art. Like, that's...
Oh, yeah. I was... Right, I was skeptical before reading the Superman book. I wasn't entirely sure on the art, but see, once I've read quite a lot of their run so far. And, so good.
The thing about that was, that was the story arc that that introduced... That was the story arc that introduced Superman's, like, super exploding power that leaves him slightly powerless, and now it leaves him completely powerless.
Yeah, I like that they added that power. It makes sense to me, anyway.
Yeah, like, if you're gonna refer to him as a freaking solar battery, let him...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it does. Like, essentially it makes him Cyclops and Havoc.
Yep.
Because that's literally their power. They are a solar battery, but their mutation only limits it through a specific point. With Havoc, it's through he has to brace it through his wrists, or he expels it through his chest. And Cyclops, it literally pours from his eyes uncontrollably.
But yeah, it adds more depth to him. To Superman to me, because now there are many more opportunities for him to be human, essentially.
Well, I liked it because of that option, and that it's such a, like, okay, I'm not hurting this guy enough. If I do it and it doesn't work, I'm screwed. Like, it added that option. Like, I didn't hate the power. I hated what they eventually did with it. And that was... turn him down from what they thought was an 11, and there's a lot of people, Superman haters out there, who say Superman's too powerful.
Yep.
And I look at them and I go, it's not about the power. Forget the fact that he has unlimited potential in his powers. Ignore that. It's a character story. It has been a character story from the get-go.
Yep, and plus, that's why they added a lot of villains that can hurt him. Other Kryptonians can hurt him. Freaking Darkseid, Brainiac, all those. And
the original run of Jack Kirby's New Gods storyline books, which was the storyline crossed over into Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, written by Jack Kirby.
Oh no, I remember seeing pictures from that. Oh.
Yeah, like, the book makes you laugh, but like I said, the storylines where he started introducing Orion, the New Gods, Darkseid, all of them, and he included Superman in those stories, were brilliant. Masterful.
I need to get those.
Good luck. I'm still trying to find trades.
Oh no, I just get mine digitally so I don't have to find stuff.
I do not know if those are, like, they probably are. It's Kirby, for God's sakes, but no, I want trades of those. I'd love to have a hardback of those.
I mean, I've started like getting my favorite graphic novels in hardback, but physically anyway. But apart from that, I just try to limit myself to getting them digitally.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
It's easier when it's all collected in one place, and if I lose my iPad or something, I can just re-download them.
Well, like I said, I was going through Comixology to see what they did, and I like how they updated their site now. When you go to your library, like you click the My Books section, they tell you how much you've read now. They're pulling the whole...
Oh, yeah.
Like every book that I have, like, where I've closed it on that last page, or have not finished, they're telling me to go finish.
I will tell you exactly how many books I have in my library. 1,178.
I have no clue. Browse library. 899. You're buying more than I am, though, I think. Because I will drop a series like a bad habit quickly.
Yep.
Just so I'm not tied down to reading it.
I used to be really bad for sticking with a comic, even if I wasn't enjoying the current run. I was like, oh no, but it's such and such, I need to stick with it. I've now learned to just, if I don't like the new creative team, I will just drop it. I was really bad for that.
Oh, when does this book come out? I'm getting a little frustrated. IDW teased a new Transformers book called Sins of the Wreckers, and it's going to be a sequel series to my favorite Transformers subseries, Last Stand of the Wreckers.
Alright.
I love that book. I own the digital graphic novel collected edition, and then I went out and bought the hardback copy. I spent so long looking for that book in hardback. And then I found it, and I'm like, nope, you're coming with me! But, yeah, no, I think one of the things I liked was they partnered with Viz, and Viz put a lot of their catalog on technology. I think the thing that upset me the most was I'm reading Ultimate Muscle right now. I'm collecting it because I'm a Kinnikuman fan. It's one of my favorite mangas and anime. Oh, okay, anime's a bit of a stretch because both animes are kind of garbage. The first one's a lot better than the newer one. And the newer one was Ultimate Muscle, based on the new manga. But Ultimate Muscle, because of that anime, got brought over here, and I'm getting the books from Viz. It's part of their old Shonen Jump run. And some of them are out of print, which is, like, I've kicked myself for spending $80 on a manga, but I'm like, nope. And the only reason I've went that far is because it don't exist digitally anywhere.
Yeah.
And I hate that. There are parts, like...
See, you can't really consult me when it comes to anime because I've only seen about 5. And that includes the original Pokemon series.
I finally said screw it, and I am...
Dove-headed?
No, like, I've been waiting for Netflix to update Blue Exorcist with the English dub, and they haven't, so I said screw it this morning and watched through a good portion of it. I like it. It's an interesting concept. It suffers from one of my least favorite anime tropes. Here's this concept idea, and let me throw this concept out to you. Trained demon hunters. A training demon hunters. That's the concept of the series. There's more depth to it than that, but that's the vaguest concept. Okay, let's make this anime. Let's make this anime. All our main characters are 15 years old. Now it's high school trained demon hunters.
Okay.
Yeah, see, it's a classic anime trope. Let's create a concept, but instead of making it adults, let's relate to the people we're wanting to read it by making it teenagers. Like, They use that too much. They assume these people are older. You can't relate to them. That is just outright bull.
Yep.
I relate to Gandalf the Grey, for God's sakes.
Everyone does, or they should at least.
I relate to Gandalf the Grey and Dumbledore, except for that whole dying vigilant thing.
Yeah.
I would have been more of a, like, it was weird. Like that's one of the most convoluted things ever. Dumbledore planned that knowing Harry can defeat Malfoy. Oh, spoilers, by the way. Knowing that Harry could at least disarm Malfoy and get control of the Elder Wand.
No, but I'm sorry. If you have been alive to the since the first Harry Potter movie, and you have not seen all of them by now, just know, or you haven't read all the books.
Oh no, that was one of the things that made me laugh was when it the first of the month rolled around and everyone's doing their hey, good luck to all the new students at Hogwarts things on Twitter.
Yep.
J.K. Rowling is like, oh yeah, everybody wish James good luck. James, James Potter, Harry's son.
Yep.
And I'm just like, don't make me feel that old.
But yeah, one of the reasons, as I said, you can't consult me on anime is I've only seen 5: Pokemon, Death Note, Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online, and there's something else. But yeah, I've barely watched anything.
You've got your bases covered. Like, you really do. I'm not, saying anything down. You've got a lot of good ones there. Like, Sword Art Online is really good. The second season just started, which I need to watch.
Oh yeah, I watched it all online, and my goodness.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's my thing about Sword Art Online 2. I felt like 1 had a good ending. 1 had a good stopping point. You didn't have to go anywhere else from there. I felt like we didn't need a main character online hacker hunter.
I've seen all of season 2, and I will say yes, 1 ended beautifully, but it just gets so much better in different ways, and I'm biased. I love it too much.
Well, I want to watch it. I'm not against watching it. The thing that also grosses me out is 2 pushes that whole hey, your stepsister's into you thing. And it's and when I say stepsister, I use that vaguely. Shion, his stepsister, is also his cousin. First cousin.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
It is.
The Japanese are weird on that.
They're simultaneously weird, sometimes creepy, but at the same time so amazing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
It's not to be said for anyone, but still.
I have not even finished our news bit today. I've actually been holding off on this because I wanted us to get to this last part of the show before getting into it. And we're in the hour-and-a-half mark, so I'm going to go ahead and drop it. It's time for our weekly Funko News Update. Dear Funko, please sponsor us. Please? Please?
We buy enough.
Please again?
Oh yeah, I don't think I've said. Yeah, I'm a Funko maniac as well, by the way.
God, I pre-ordered an entire box of Fallout Mystery Minis for 4 figures. I only wanted the player, Butch, Power Armor, and the Mysterious Stranger. That's the only 4 I wanted.
Yep. Yeah, what's been torturous for me when it comes to Funkos is we're hoping to move soon, and a big part of that is due to the fact that we have no space left or anything. So they're all boxed up, and we're still getting more, and it's torturous.
That's me right now. Is I want to spend the money on the cases and just be like. Problem is, I have some of the big Funkos, and not all of the 6-inch Funkos are made equal.
Yeah. But, like, in the way that I'm running out of space, do you know how I showed you my DC collectibles?
Uh-huh.
That isn't even half of what I have. The rest of it is all boxed away.
Well, like I said, like I showed off, had 2/3 of my project. That shelf is set up so I can add stuff to it in ways.
Yeah.
But it's also set up that some of that stuff's not permanent. Right now, it's just there to be out of the way. Like I have all of the fall, the winter wave of this year's Bionicle set, and only parts of the summer wave, which I intend to finish before the 2016 stuff gets here. And I have to see the 2016 stuff before I commit to it because that stuff takes up room. But
yeah,
they probably won't stay on that shelf because I have no room for my Star Wars figures, and I don't want to put them on the bottom shelf because that's where the cats can go. That's where like little kids can reach. So like I designated like Funkos and all the hard stuff is going there. But I'm figuring out my shelf right now. Like it's taking me some time, but I'm actually gonna hopefully hang that third shelf today. Between now and oh god, I have the live stream tonight too. But let's get back to the Funko news. All right, the first bit of Funko news is for some pop vinyls.
Yep.
They announced coming out sometime this November. You can get Clark Griswold and Cousin Eddie as represented from Christmas Vacation, my favorite of the Vacation movies. And they also showed Shaun of the Dead with Shaun and Ed.
Yes.
They look gorgeous. Like if you're fans of both those films, grab them. Like I have to be really picky about my Funkos because I grabbed a whole bunch of. I grabbed better than 75% of the Fallout line.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered all of the Monty Python and the Holy Grail wave.
Oh yes, I saw those, and oh my freaking goodness, they are amazing.
They are awesome. All right, moving
Monty
on.
Python is
one of my favorite things in the world.
We are the Knights of Death.
I wish that was one.
I know.
But the Black Knight is awesome.
It's merely a flesh wound. Oh.
Right,
how can you not love it?
Yeah, it's great. It's so great. I love them. Alright. Moving on to our second bit of Funko news. It's a new Mystery Minis line.
Ooh, I did not see this.
It's for... Alright. 90s golf kids. Pay attention. I know who you are. You're that art kid with the black hoodie, and on the back of that black hoodie is a specific Disney character. I can tell you exactly who that Disney character is. He's Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King. For those of you wondering, yes, The Nightmare Before Christmas is getting a Mystery Mini line, which includes characters as Jack, Sally, the Axe Murderer, a vampire, Santa Claus, the Crazy Clown, some other monsters. Like, seriously, I'm upset that Oogie Boogie's not here. Especially when the three kids, Lock, Shock, and Barrel, are. And this comes out in October. And, like, the mayor's not even a part of this. Like, there's so many, like, iconic characters from that film that are not here. And it's great. My only complaint is it's done in that animated style of Funko Mystery Minis with, like, the really big eyes and over-proportioned heads. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like, it's weird. They do it for animated stuff. Like, both the DC and Marvel lines suffered from this. Like, this design. Like, I prefer their traditional Mystery Minis, but that's me. Yeah, these were pretty cool. I like these. They're okay. I'm not a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan, mostly because it was beating a dead horse. Like, I got sick of seeing it. I got sick of hearing about how great it was and how it spoke to so many people. And I'm like, have you never... Like, I'm like... And this isn't the kid who suffered from severe depression during his middle school and high school time. And this movie was just like, no. If anyone this movie should have spoke to, it was me, and I was just like, eh. I get it. It's a dark movie about being yourself. That doesn't mean I'm gonna go put on black makeup and listen to Marilyn Manson. But I mean, yeah. I do like one thing that they seem to be doing more. Funko is like one of my complaints with some of their older stuff, and I think I still have one of the sci-fi boxes somewhere here in my office. If you can hear me, I'm away from the mic. Yes, I do. A lot of the stuff they're saying now in the adverbs is everything has a 1 in 12 chance rarity. But, like, I like that because I'm looking at the sci-fi one, and it's like, the only things that had a 1 in 12 were the Predator, the metallic alien for some odd reason, the robot from Plan 9 from Outer Space, I think that's the movie, Spock, Tron, RoboCop, E.T., and Judge Dredd, and the glow-in-the-dark Tron. Everything else had a 1 in 24 or a 36. Heck, Rocketeer and the Mars Attack aliens have a 1 in 72.
Oh, wow.
So, I like that, like, you have a 1 in 12 chance with all 12 figures now. But, and you want to know what's sad? This isn't the biggest news from Funko this week. This is
okay, I haven't seen anything else. What is it?
This is the biggest news. I'm actually going to bring back up their blog because their blog post tells more, but I linked the thing. Funko's doing another official licensed exclusive monthly box.
For who?
Star Wars. Introducing Smuggler's Bounty. A $25 a month box that is going to be worth $50. And their first one will, I think, ships in November. And will contain 2 Funkos and will be over a $50 bounty. You can go to smugglersbounty.com to sign up. It's the same price as the Marvel one. And for a minute there I thought, oh, the Marvel one's ending and they're not doing anything. No, they're doing another Marvel one.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
But this is their new one. This got me thinking, like, is Funko just trying to cut the legs out from under Loot Crate? Because I don't think Funko would have been as popular as they are if it wasn't for Loot Crate.
Yep.
Or is Disney trying to cut the legs out from under Loot Crate? Because both of these properties are Disney.
Disney, yeah, and only Disney will allow them to do that.
And only Disney's ever been associated with this phrase. What? That's Disney evil!
Yep.
Like... So, yeah... Smuggler's Bounty. I mean, that got me thinking, like, don't get me wrong. I complained about some of my Loot Crates earlier this year. It was just junk. It was a good t-shirt and knickknacks. And not worth $20. Like, not worth the $20. Now, the last crate I got, Villains, heck, Heroes, worth more than $20. Both of them. Like the Venom mug, the apron.
Yep.
All of that stuff was great.
Oh, that apron.
Makes you want to throw a pizza on a roof.
Yep.
Yeah, but like, I love my Loot Crate. I'm really, like, I'm apprehensive about this new one because of what they're teasing. Like, I've got a weird feeling that I'm going to end up getting a mystery mini for Supernatural in it. And I, like, because,
one of the things I've seen recently, and that has me very excited, is a Mass Effect limited edition Loot Crate.
they just announced that. Yeah, I'm still waiting for an email about the Fallout edition Loot Crate.
Oh yeah, that as well. Oh, why do they do this to us?
Well, I need to know what's in the Fallout crates before I buy them. Like,
no.
It's not a hate on me. It's just I have thrown so much money at that right now. I need to know what I'm getting. Like what they did with the Hiss. Like they did with the amiibo crates. They told you what each crate had. Now some of the crates were just as simple as, okay, here's a $25 crate, you'll get this many random amiibos.
Yeah, see, one of the things that kind of puts me off about the Star Wars crate is I've always disliked the stand that the Star Wars pops come with.
That's half the reason I'm not interested in it. Like, everyone's like, Russell, you love Star Wars. Why don't you buy Star Wars Funkos? I'm like, because they're stuck. They are literally stuck on a stand.
And really, it doesn't bother me, but it also kind of does. I don't know how to...
Like, I would like that stand to be there, but I would also like the ability to remove it from the stand without damaging either it or the stand.
Yeah. If they could just give us the option, that would be great.
Yeah.
Because, like, I need that Kylo Ren and all the other ones that they showed off.
Oh, I love my Kylo Ren.
Oh, yeah.
I love my Kylo Ren Black Series figure. It is gorgeous.
Oh. I need to see that. Because I know what the other Black Series ones have looked like, and they're beautiful, but I have not seen Kylo.
Oh, he's part of the first series. Like, when they ship, when Hasbro ships out a box, it comes with 6 figures. 2 of those figures are Kylo Ren, because they know how popular he's going to be. The only figure I have not managed to get was a flippin' Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Like, I have Finn, I have Rey, I have Kylo Ren, and I have Chewbacca from the first wave. And the only one I was not able to get was a Stormtrooper. So, yeah, it happens. But I was looking at my email about this month's crate, which should be shipping soon. And it's this month's theme is Summon. It's time to manifest some hard-hitting companions. From some of the stuff, it looks like they've definitely partnered with Blizzard. I can't tell. I know Homer Simpson was in one of the teaser things. The one I have on my email that announces it is they've got some Hearthstone stuff. There's a Pokeball. Yeah, there's
Pokeball. I'm interested now.
There's Homer. There's Jaina and Gul'dan from Warcraft, and Homer Simpson and one of the the Angel, because they just said this crate will have an exclusive Supernatural collectible, and I'm very curious as to what it is. Like, I would love it to be like I think it was the Sci-Fi crate that came with the Malcolm Reynolds exclusive mystery mini where he's holding a rifle instead of a gun. One of my favorite mystery minis.
But yeah, as soon as you said Pokeball there, that's when my interest peaked.
I'm excited. The Mega Crate is nice. It comes with what looks to be a Destiny PS4, an iPad, a gaming chair and stool, the Lego Simpsons house, custom Destiny, the Taken King, PlayStation 4 500GB console, a DC Racer King Series console racing chair, Pokemon Charizard Messenger Bag, a 16GB
Oh.
iPad 2 Air, the Lego Simpson House Set, Riot Games League of Legends Ziggs PvP Collectible, and the Supernatural 1957 Chevrolet Impala replica. It's a 13-inch replica. That's the Mega Crate. Like, anyone who has a subscription is entered to win that. One or two people win it a month.
Can I just add a quick, unrelated little side note kind of thing? Am I the only one who doesn't really love Jay Lee's art?
I'd have to see it.
He was the guy who did the art for the Batman vs Superman, Batman/Superman New 52 comic.
Oh, the reboot, the reboot.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't big on that.
Yeah,
Like, and here's the weird thing: I wasn't big on the original Superman Batman run, with like the over muscular drawings.
oh yeah,
but
I saw that.
I prefer that now.
Yeah.
Like, it was at least stylized and like.
Oh, it has changed since then. Jay Lee no longer does the art. I can't remember who it was, but it's somebody good. But yeah, I just didn't like his run.
The very first book from that, and did not like that run at all.
Nope.
Like, I did like. But
To be honest, I couldn't tell if it was his art or the writing or both.
Both.
It probably, but well, sometimes when I see his art on a cover, I'm like, that actually looks cool. But when I go back to that comic, I'm like, oh no.
Aw. Lost a viewer. Feel bad. No one's been participating in chat right now.
Yeah.
I'm not much complaining. We've had a good show. But with the thought on the subscription boxes, I like, me and Loot Crate have some problems, and if they don't they pull more of the garbage they did this year more frequently, I might leave them. But right now, there is no single competitor that does what they do. Every other subscription crate is focused. And I mean that focused. It's either just gaming or just comic books. Heck, Star Wars and Marvel have their own subscription crates.
Yep.
Stuff like that. But it's great. It was awesome news. I mean, there are a lot of people who are going to jump at that. Like, because, you know, we love Funko. We do. And we hope that gets a lot of success.
Yep.
I'd like to see Funkos back in my Loot Crate. And now I'm sad that they will never be Marvel or Star Wars Funkos.
I mean, when I saw the Batman Joker Funko a few months back, I loved that.
The one from Anniversary, I have him right here in front of me. I love him. Because I imagine this is what the Joker's doing if Batman was to die on him.
Yeah, there was this Batman cartoon, I can't remember how many years ago it was, but there was an episode like that where Joker was basically the Batman. And it really reminds me of that Funko, or vice versa.
Oh, are you talking about like when they did the Owlman storyline in Brave and the Bold?
No, I can't remember what it was called. But anyway, yeah, the Funko really reminds me of that.
But, yeah.
One thing from the newer Loot Crates that I liked was the wooden Joker figure.
Yeah, I love that little thing. That thing's gorgeous. The Batman
statue.
The Batman statue from Heroes was awesome too.
Oh yeah, I've got him up beside my Arkham Knight statue.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna call it a show there. We thank everyone who came out for listening. This will be on demand on this channel probably in an hour or so, give or take processing time. And then I should have it up on iTunes tomorrow afternoon, and the link to the iTunes stuff, the link to a download will be at the blog post later. Hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the stuff we're doing on the channel because we're working now on I'm going to go ahead and call it a podcast play series, which may be a once-a-week thing for us and might be longer than 2 hours, depending on how much time and what time of the day we play. But we're definitely working on another series, and it's with one of my favorite games from last generation. We're going to do Castle Crashers Remastered, which has me aggravated because now I have to go find all the animals and all the animal orbs and all the weapons again. And especially because, from what I understand, is they dumped all the DLC into this game, because your starting characters are the 4 knights and the blacksmith and the pink knight. Whereas I like to consider the pink knight the real 4th princess. But yeah, we're working on Castle Crashers. No definite time when we're going to get to do that. Just getting everything in order for it right now. Second, I will be live streaming Diablo right after the show at 8 tonight. So that's for the people listening live. For those of you who don't see it, come back to the channel. Subscribe to keep up with everything. I've mentioned that before. Like, comment, subscribe, do all of that everywhere. You can follow me at Robo_Luchador at Twitter.
You can follow me at Elusive Speed on Twitter.
We will see you next week, and we appreciate everybody coming out.